So tell us everything about the new season.
Yes, everything.
All right. Here's what's going to happen. Well, you know, the big difference is that Max Rager is gone. They are wiped out at the end of season 2, and sort of in their place is this new organization who you met in the season 2 finale, Fillmore Braves. They are a Blackwater-like military contractor, except that they're all zombies, and so they are essentially preparing for the day when humans discover that zombies walk among them. And so they are gearing up, they are preparing for that day, they are arming themselves, training, and they want Liv to be part of that organization. And I think in season 2 we knew who was bad. Certainly Von du Clark, Steven Weber was a bad guy, was a big bad. In season 3 it's much more murky. It is asking a real question of Liv. When the day comes where you have to choose between humans and zombies, whose side are you on? And that day may be coming sooner than expected.
Are we going to see more with Liv and her family this season?
Probably not. I mean, there aren't plans for that. It's funny. We have tried to work some of that in there. In fact, we shot scenes. I believe they're on the season 2 DVD with the family, and like one of the episodes where we shot 2 different episodes with the family, and both episodes ran long. And what we found is we just don't have the page count, the space for those family stories. Just servicing our 5 series regulars, now 6 series regulars, we are always too jammed for time. I like those actors. I feel bad that we haven't gotten back to them. We have written 5 different versions of a Who is Liv's Father story, and none of them have landed in the show. We've got a few ideas that we like, but it's a space and page count issue to introduce more characters, more story. It's between servicing our bad guys and our series regulars, who just hasn't been the space for them.
With the change in dynamic at the end of the season, and Malcolm talked about how the first episode wasn't really procedural, have you changed that entire format of the show now?
No. It's a special episode when we don't have a murder of the week. And yes, episode 1 of season 3, there is no case of the week. I imagine we'll never do another case of the week for the finales. Last season, 218 and 219 had no cases of the week, but I think that those would be the exception to the rule. There's too much that murder case gives us. For one thing, it puts a brain of the week in Liv, and that is too much a part of the show. Too much. We have so much fun with the brain of the week. And we actually like that there is a sense of conclusion at at least the A story is solved at the end of each episode. So we're not we like doing the occasional no case of the week, but that will be the rarity.
Is there someone that you would love to have on as sort of the brain of the case of the week as a guest star?
Rose is friends with Melanie Linsky, a fellow Kiwi, and we've had this idea floating around in our head where Melanie Linsky's twin sister is murdered, and then so it's Liv eating the brain of Melanie Linsky's twin, and then Liv gets to use her natural Kiwi accent for the course of the show. And Melanie is great, and it's just been a scheduling issue. We hope that can happen someday soon. Yeah. Actually, Rose is friends with everyone in New Zealand, so we can get a Jermaine episode would also be. I think she was a nanny for Jermaine, so yeah. I think there are only like 6 people in that country because she knows them all. Yeah.
We should go to.
Oh yeah. Well, that is the crazy thing is I still have never met Rob Thomas face to face. And yet I feel like I have because we communicate pretty frequently because I get his stuff. I think rarer he gets my stuff. But because of that, like, we started out just communicating on Twitter, direct messaging from time to time. Hey, this thing came to me or whatever. But there have been crazy moments, and I will try to tell you this story as quickly as possible because it is humiliating but funny. Last year I got a publicist that I worked with on the Veronica Mars movie sent me a notice saying, a letter from the Creative Coalition saying, hey, come out to DC and lobby for arts and education. I'm a former high school teacher. I thought this is great, and you'd get to go to the Correspondents' Dinner, the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which I've always wanted to go to. So I had a vacation scheduled with all my buddies, a golf vacation. I canceled it. I went and had a tuxedo made, which was not cheap. And then about a week out from it, I read a press release about the Creative Coalition going to DC, and it listed Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20. And I sat there and looked at it, and I thought, that's great. I'm finally going to get to meet the other Rob. And it took me about 3 seconds to go, wait a minute. They think the other Rob Thomas is coming to this. They are going to be so disappointed. And I did. I called them, and I said, hey, because it had all been done email, and I called them, I said, hey, do you think you're getting Rob Thomas the rock star? And there was this long pause, and then a yes. And I said, I have some bad news for you. And this is, just days away. And it was, we'll call you back. And then 30 minutes later, they called me and said, we'd love to have you out here. This would be great. Hey, can you send us your resume?
Oh, no. I covered that. I thought you were there.
I was there. Yes, they did let me go. But anyway, the great thing about getting Rob Thomas, and I had no idea about this, is that he actually is an iZombie fan. Like, not only it's like a big fan. When we were sending him the script to the finale, he asked if he could not read it because he didn't want to be spoiled for those episodes. And I said, well, you'll be shooting before those episodes air, so there's no way you have to read it, I'm afraid. And he was so disappointed because he wanted to get to experience them in order. But he was great, and the cast loves him. I believe he is their favorite Rob Thomas. And as much as we've communicated, we may have exchanged 200 emails and messages. I have still never met the man face to face.